Okay, I am excited. I'm excited. I'm excited. I don't sound like it because I'm tired at the same time, but and I'm doing some research. I'm doing some research on this Tampa Bay Detroit Lions game this Saturday. I know on the surface it looks like that absolutely Detroit should win, but you know I do things by the economy and the colors and all of that. If you all know, if anyone watching this live stream, if you're watching it live or on the replay, will you answer this question for me if you know the answer? If not, I'll continue to research. What color will Tampa Bay wear Saturday, and what color will the Detroit Lions wear? Would like would they wear the Honolulu blue jerseys, or in Tampa Bay would they wear the red? It has a lot to do with it. Like if they wear their off colors, like the Washington Michigan college game. Oh, I'm looking at the wrong camera. I forgot. Hello, Wolfpack. I'm on a different camera today, so I'm looking at the wrong camera. That has a lot to do with it. The team mascots has a lot to do with it, and then you have to look back in history, right? You have to look back in history and make sure that the team colors are matching the colors of today. I mean, it takes a lot of research. And someone asked me, will I do a live stream about, who are my picks before the game? And I said, absolutely not. I will not. So that you can, go and bet on it and then maybe make money against my pick. I mean, make money based off my pick. But another reason why I'm not doing a pick because, I may not, it may be something I miss and I just live stream. And I have time to research, but when it was the Washington Michigan game, I just because of the color purple, and I've been connecting you all with the color purple, and you all, I'm getting into. I found out how to purchase XL. Is it XLN? Um, what did I have? Because I XLN. All right, I'm getting into that. I'm getting into that. Now, we know that this is lunar year. We have to look at the Chinese calendar for the lunar year as well because China is the dominatory um, country right now when it comes to finances and the bringing of these other countries together. And someone also give me a sound check. Let me know how the sound is because I'm on. Give me a second. Okay, I hear it. It's on my phone. Okay. So, with that being said, it's a whole lot of research and hours. And honestly, I just don't want people, you say, oh, Queen said for me to pick this, and then you lose out on money or something because you go by my predictions. Also, I live streamed last night and said when the score was 10-0 in the first quarter, I told you how the Tampa Bay Buccaneers would win. And I didn't know who was injured and all of that. I just knew that with the green and the Eagles and et cetera, with that being connected to America, I knew the Eagles was not going to win that game because 2023 is the year of Skull and Bones. And Skull and Bones is a secret society out of Yale of predominantly rich families who run this country. So I knew when I saw the Tampa Bay logo, I was sitting down watching the game, and I saw that logo on their field, and I saw that they was predominantly wearing the color red, which is China's predominant colors, red and gold. Then you had the Eagles, which represents America, and the green, which represents America's cash. I knew, I'm like, no, Philadelphia is not going to win this game. They're not. In fact, Philadelphia, I wasn't prepared. Let me just talk about XLN, what I was prepared to talk about. I won't even get into the even more details. But I am doing some studying right now between the Detroit Lions, and um, it is not easy. I promise you. I thought it would be easy, but again, when I look back on things, I have to look at the gematria of that, and I have to look at the team old colors. I have to look at any history connected to those old colors. But what I was going to say is about the Liberty Bell in Philadelphia, Liberty Bell anyway, that proclaimed liberty throughout the land and its inhabitants. And unfortunately, this will not be a like liberty year for United States of America. It will not be. I think my internet is weak. Give me a second. I've been having some weak internet problems. Hello. Hello, my beautiful aunt. She joined on the live stream. Hello, beautiful. I'm trying to fix my internet right now. I think my service. Someone let me know if the video is still a little clear because I'm getting a weak. Okay, I think it just straightened up a weak internet signal. All right. Okay, so let's talk about XL. Let's talk about this crypto that I don't know why XLN. I don't know why whoever made this video, why they put XRP. It does not mention XRP at all. So, I'm glad whoever made the video. But when I came across this video, I knew, I'm like, I want to get XNL crypto, especially with this being a lunar year on Chinese calendar. And I finally had some time, had some days that I could just sit and focus. And I figured out how to purchase this today. So I'm going to allow you all to listen in on the video. This is the Simpsons on here as well. So we're going to listen in. Jermaine says I bought some before they went public, but I couldn't find the website anymore. Oh, yeah. You can't find the website. And this is what I tell people, Jermaine. If something is easy to find, I don't know why I say easy like that. I kind of blur that out. I don't like the way my video is looking though. It's like looking blurry. I'm on another trying to add some light camera, and it just looked blurry to me. But if something is easy to find, I question it because anything of wealth, anything of value is very, very hard to find. If I get enough people on this live stream, I really want to talk about XRP and Bitcoin. That has been on my mind all day. That the mass majority of people are just saying XRP, XRP, and people of high money and businesses are accumulating Bitcoin. Like, do you all know, for example, that in 1912, the Titanic crash, the first ever Voyager, right? Titanic crash. And there were rich and wealthy people on the Titanic. JP Morgan was supposed to get on the Titanic. Let me take the Simpsons out real quick because we're going to get back to it. JP Morgan was supposed to get on the Titanic, the founder of JP Morgan and Chase Bank. The last minute, he did not. And all the rich and wealthy people and bankers were on the Titanic because they would not approve a central bank to be established. See, back in the 1900s, before we got to 1933, the Great Depression, they knew the ramifications of having a centralized bank, and the people would not go. They would not go for it. More of them knew about money then than what we know now. So, if XRP really is a centralized cryptocurrency because of the amount that's kept in escrow, and Bitcoin is not decentralized. And listen, I've listened to prominent people talk about XRP, from Dr. Valentine that says he sold all of his sold all of his Bitcoin for XRP. I listen to the mass majority of people, everyone except Jeremiah Da Vinci, who was telling people to purchase Bitcoin when it was at $1. Right? Let me move this mic close because I'm about to sit back. He was the one, every time I get on a very hot topic, my internet gets weak. I'm noticing that. But anyway, he was the one that when Bitcoin was $1, telling people just buy X amount of Bitcoin. And now he's telling people not to get XRP because it's centralized. And when I say it's centralized, most people don't even know what that means. Like, why is that important? Because when something is centralized, when insiders have the majority of the percentage of the, in this case, tokens, they make the rules and they keep it only for those insiders to really become rich and wealthy off of it. It's just like, let me give you this example, right? Titanic 1912, then the central banks and JP Morgan, I think it was 3 years later, held all the bankers in the room and said, you know what? You all figure out a way to pass, because there were many bank runs going on. Do you all want to see a video on it versus me just telling you about it? If I can find a video, I'm going to show the video. Right, but I'm gonna get on because it's a title, and I know a lot of people that watch the replay are gonna be like, "You said you was gonna talk about XLN." Um, so let me get into that, and then we're gonna have this conversation. But it's just like this video I show you all. It says XLN, and the caption on it says XRP. It's not even talking about XRP. This is how people get like food or bamboozled, right? Someone says, don't wait for more, just tell us more. BTC, XRP. Waters Above was decoding Titanic in the importance of the date. When was he doing that? When was he doing that? Okay, so let's listen in on XLN. I really shouldn't care what people think about when they watch the replay, because this is my live stream, right?
XRP. XL in stock.
I found XLN stock. How much would you like to buy?
I don't know. How's 10 pairs?
Submitting order for 1,000 shares of XLN stock. Please confirm.
Confirm?
Ignoring question mark. Buy order executed.
Oh no, Maggie, I accidentally bought excellent burger.
Okay, first of all, this is it in black and white, XLN. But yet again, the caption says XRP. And this is how people get, and Malcolm X, since we're talking about X, would say, this is how people get bamboozled. Because they hear what they want to hear, even though it's right there, it's hidden in plain sight. This is how people get fooled or tricked, even though it's right here in front of their eyes. But because what's written says something different than what you see, you go with it. Okay, let me play this.
Burger stock. But I feel awful with the stock would up. It just went up. We made money.
Found there. Hidden message. The Simpsons prediction on XRP.
XL in stock.
I found XLN stock. How much would you like to buy?
I don't know. How's 10 pairs?
Submitting order for 1,000 shares of XLN stock. Please confirm.
Confirm?
Ignoring question mark. Buy order executed.
Oh no, Maggie, I accidentally bought excellent burger stock. But I feel awful if the stock would up. It just went up. We made money.
Found there. Hidden message. The Simpsons prediction on XRP.
XL in stock.
I found XLN stock. How much would you like to buy?
I don't know. How's 10 pairs?
Submitting order for 1,000 shares of XLN stock. Please confirm.
Confirm?
Ignoring question mark. Buy order executed.
Oh no, Maggie, I accidentally bought excellent burger stock. But I feel awful if the stock would up. It just went up. We made money.
Okay, so I was trying to stop that for a while and I couldn't stop it because again, some reason I'm having some internet issues. But XLN, it said nothing about XRP. It said nothing about XRP. So let me show you. I had this on my watch list for a long time, and I'm gonna be honest. If we someday, and there's the 111. I cannot make this stuff up. In fact, I just posted something on Facebook. I posted John 1 and 11, the 111s. Like, I can't make this. When I tell you how 1111 follows me, I mean, I don't make it up. Even have my necklace on. Because some people, it will just get in their subconscious mind and they will just, oh, I'm saying 1111 all the time. But they don't know what meaning or the purpose of saying that is. And then sometimes it'll just be in a person's subconscious mind because they don't have the understanding. And the Bible says to, in all of your getting to get an understanding, right? So there's the 4 ones I got. So that means I'm in this. And in fact, when I purchased this today, it was at 111. I looked at the clock. When I finally figured out and broke the code, it was at 111. So we see the fully diluted valuation, and this is 11 million. That's the like 4 ones with 5 ones in this as well. Circulating supply does not give that information because I tell you this is hard to find, right? And then we had a 10 billion total supply, no market cap. All I tell you is that it's the X, it's what the Simpsons was just talking about. This is the lunar year, and some people took that as Terra Luna Classic. But this is Luna 1X of 22%. Now, I'm going to be honest, tomorrow it might be down, and then it'll come back up again from it being on my watch list. And as you can see this chart, the volume is coming in since yesterday. Volume coming in, and then it took a crash. It does what it does, and then it'll start to build and elevate back up. And there is no website for it. Like, it's 97% in the last 11 months. That's the number 11 again. But this is the price I got in it. I'm holding this. I'm holding. January 12th is showing, and it pumps like this, 147% just 4 days ago. It was up, right? But I got in it just because, again, it's hard to find. It has my 111. It's not easy to get. And the Simpsons, said it right there on the live stream. Now, that's all I have to say about that. Sound like Forrest Gump. And that's all I got to say about that. Also, when you are looking at the breakdown of the lions and Detroit and the dragon is, in my opinion, is just not easy because this is an economic setup, right? This is an economic setup, and then you have both this is the year of the dragon and Chinese numerology, and then you have the lion dance in China, so they're connected to lion, and then you have Kobe Bryant is connected with this year 2024, and that's the snake, and the snake and the dragon are compatible, and I'm just telling you, it's not easy at all. But I am doing my research on it, And I don't do betting, but I know that's why a lot of people want me to break it down so they can bet on it. My thing is, hey, I don't know if you can do this. Just bet on either team. But I'm going to do the gematria after the game, right? I'm going to do the breakdown. I'm going to do the research now, but I'm going to do it after the game because there's a lot of people that come on my live stream that don't give anything. They don't even give a cash app or super chat. And I'm not going to give you knowledge that can help you financially if you're not into reciprocity. I don't do relationships like that. That's just the law. That's just the law of giving and receiving. Right? That's just how things work. And that's why people that want something from somebody else and want to give nothing, even if they monetize, even if I did a live stream and pick my team based off of the economics and you decide to go bet on it and win, it won't benefit you for long because you're not operating in reciprocity. You're not operating in the law of giving and receiving. And you're not going to benefit. That's just like homeless people. That's why they stay in that destitute state because all they do is receive and they never give and they don't even have a mindset to give and they never break beyond that barrier because that's just how the law works. You take something from someone and monetize on it and you don't in return reciprocate that to that person that you obtain the knowledge from, the little you have will be taken away. That's the whole point of Matthew 25. The one that had the least amount of talent, which was gold, which was money, the little he had was taken away because he didn't go out and multiply and with a mindset to embrace the marketplace, to put money in circulation in the marketplace. I saw this TikTok video of this older woman, right? Older woman. And she was saying, Liz, if you want to give money to your pastor, just say that's what you're doing. But don't say you're giving it to God because you're not. So you probably ask me, well, Queen, why do you say we should give you money? Because I'm helping you get money. That's why. That's a mic drop. That's why. If I'm helping you, you get money, then you give me money, my money, give me a portion of your gains in return. That's what the tenth is all about. Well, no, that's not what the tenth is all about in the Bible. But the tenth is about giving someone back a portion that's helping you increase on a 90%. Now, what the tenth is about in the Bible is giving God commodities, not cash. See, the Bible talks about tithing and giving God commodities because God made the earth. The earth is the Lord and the fullness thereof. So biblically, you only gave God gold, silver, agriculture, crops. That was Malachi 3 all about. God gave them land and he said, sow into your own soil first and then give 10% so there can be meat in my house. Because I don't want my priests, my Levites to go hungry. So you give God commodities so he can increase your commodities on this earth. Or you give people because as Psalm 82:6 and John 10:34 says, we are God's. So when you give to people that identify their God within them, then that's how you give to God. But you give government cash, you give God commodities and people commodities so they don't hunger. But government gets their tenth in form of cash, and that's called taxes. Well, why do the government get cash, Queen? Because they made cash. God didn't make cash. God makes commodities. No one knows how you plant a corn seed in the ground and you get corn crops. That's God. No one knows how a supernova bursts in the sky and you get gold. That's God. No one understands how silver is made. That's God. No one understands how you can plant greens or how cows were developed to get meat or beef, if that's what you're eating now, or sheep, or um, roosters or chicken. That's God. So if you fry chicken and give someone chicken to eat, they recognize the God within, then you're in essence giving to God what God made. So that's what the Bible says, give to Caesar what belongs to Caesar and give to God what belongs to God. God said, I didn't make cash. But the government has its laws within this earth realm to operate off of. So you better pay your taxes and don't cheat on your taxes. Yeah, God, and I tell people, but there are ways to reduce your taxable income. See, you're gonna pay tax when you die and when you live. If you have a paycheck, you're gonna pay tax on that paycheck. When you spend money, you're gonna pay taxes. That's how you give to man what belongs to man. When you file that W-4, you're going to pay taxes. Some people don't know the rules of the game to pay less taxes, and that's because they don't want to be educated. When you purchase things, you're going to pay taxes. Give unto God what belongs to God, give unto man that belongs to man. But when you give a prophet a cup of water in my name, you'll receive a prophet's reward. That's given to God. How? Because water is a commodity. No one on this earth realm can live without water. God accepts commodity. Man accepts cash. All right. So let's see. Someone says just got a repo. One of your videos came up. Yes, I used to teach on credit, so I do have a video that I think maybe 50,000 views on repossession, but that's not what I'm teaching about now. So yeah, I do have a lot of stuff about credit still on my live stream. So yeah, I figured out how to purchase XLN. I'm so excited about that. I have it in 2 private wallets. And this is what I said. If you all want to talk about XRP and understanding centralized banks, and if it's centralized, and because I broke down a video last night on Flare, and how the Simpsons show Flare as well in the Simpsons episode, and that that was totally decentralized, totally decentralized. And so maybe this video will help you all. Let me see if I can find it. And also, someone did give me a cash app. I don't know if he's on here or if he will watch the replay. He did give me a cash app, Mr. Les Brown. I said it wrong. I be thinking about, was it? It's not. I always call him Les. He know that it was Lee. Let me make sure I have that correct. I don't want to get a wrong name, a wrong acknowledgement. I'm sorry, Lester Parker. It was not Lee Brown. Lee Brown comes on my live stream a lot. He's never given a cash app. Lester Parker. Thank you. That was Saturday for the cash app. See, if someone like Lester came in and said, Queen, will you show me how to get XLN? I would, because it's reciprocity. You know, someone said, hey, will you do a live stream and about the breakdown of the games and who you predict? No, I won't. You never even give me a cash app. I will not give you my knowledge for free, because time is our most precious commodity, right? Time is our most precious commodity. You're not going to get my time for free at all. I don't give it away for free, and I'm not going to start. I can never get that time back. So I'm not going to return a text or anything else, because that takes my time to show you how to get XLN if you have never given anything to me. Now, let's talk about XRP, and I may change the title of this, being centralized, and Bitcoin and Flare, for example, being decentralized. We're going to go, I tell you all the time, we're going back to the future, right? We're going back to the future. And so I believe that this video will help people understand the importance of that. This is the secret meeting and the birth of the Federal Reserve. So Lester Parker, if you're watching this on the replay, thank you for the cash app. What is going on with internet?
The story of the Federal Reserve System of the United States starts at 5:12 a.m. on April 18th, 1906. At that moment, a massive earthquake hits San Francisco.
They said it couldn't be done.
It destroys the city. The U.S. economy falls into a huge recession. Unemployment rockets up. The stock market falls by 50%. And by 1907, banks start shutting down. This happens often during a financial crisis. You've probably heard of a run on the bank like in Mary Poppins or It's a Wonderful Life.
There's something wrong. The bank won't give someone their money. Well, I'm going to get mine. Come along, young man.
Don't look now, but there's something funny going on over there at the bank, George. I've never really seen one, but that's got all the earmarks of being a run.
People panic, and then they start pulling money out of the banks that might otherwise be totally stable. The thing is, when banks fail, businesses can't borrow any more money. They lay people off. There's even more fear, and the cycle just keeps going. And back in 1907, the U.S. government had no institution to deal with this panic. There's no way to even try and control it. So the job of saving the U.S. economy falls to the most powerful banker in the world. One man, J.P. Morgan. At this point, Morgan is basically running the world economy from his private library in a mansion on Madison Avenue. He starts summoning the presidents of the biggest banks in America to try and figure out how to deal with this crisis. And he says, "Gentlemen, we have to draw the line. We have to stop this panic." One Saturday night, he calls some of the most powerful bankers in America into the library, and he tells them how he's going to fix the panic. He says, "We're going to pledge to contribute $25 million to a pool of money that will be used to save the banks. And we're not leaving till all of you sign." He locks the doors and goes to his secretary's office to play solitaire until the bankers figure things out. By 5 a.m, they had all signed the list. And that, essentially, was the end of the Panic of 1907. But here's the deal. The Panic of 1907 wasn't the first America had barely survived. There was the Panic of 1819, the Panic of 1837, the Panic of 1893, the Panic of 1896. This was not a one-time thing. It was bound to happen again. And Morgan was 70 years old, working 2 hours a day. He was just not the guy who was going to keep saving the entire financial system. The government needed a plan to help them manage future panics better. And one very powerful guy in particular decides he's going to get it done. The head of the Senate's Finance Committee, Senator Nelson Aldrich of Rhode Island. Aldrich looks at the U.S. economy and he says, "We got to do something about these panics." And it comes to him that the U.S. needs an organization that can loan money to banks. That way people will know their banks won't run out of money. It would stop bank runs. What we need is some sort of central bank.
Good God, man. Did somebody say something about a central bank?
Back in the day, though, people really weren't fans of the words central or bank. So in 1910...
Hey, I'm going to pause right here. It says back in the day, though, people were not really fans of central or banks. But yet, XRP is more centralized than decentralized. Why is that? Why do you think people were not fans in 1910 of central or banks either? Yes, love, I'm sorry. I went to XRP, but I did break down how, and we see the 111 and XLN Luna. I broke down and I showed the very short Simpsons clip. And I was just telling everyone, I finally figured out, took me some weeks, how to purchase that today. Yeah, so I'm excited about that. I finally, it came together finally. And I have some XLN. Yeah. So, but to this, why back in the day, people were not really fans of the word central or bank? It's a great question.
Back in the day, though, people really weren't fans of the word central or bank. So in 1910, he comes up with a plan. He told some of the most powerful bankers in the country, "Dear gentlemen, I want you to gather at the Hoboken train station, but I want you to come in secret. Come alone. Use only your first names. Don't come in your top hat and your monocle." They came dressed as duck hunters, because even though he needs their expertise, it's not going to look good to have bankers. They came dressed names. Don't come in your top hat and your monocle.
Okay, notice the number 24 on there, as we are in year 2024. But notice track 24.
They came dressed as duck hunters, because even though he needs their expertise, it's not going to look good to have bankers designing a system to bail themselves out during future panics. They got on a southbound train in Aldrich's private rail car attached to the back. The blinds were down, and they start work immediately on a plan for a new central bank while on their way to a private club on an island off the coast of Georgia, an island called Jekyll Island. They hole up in this beautiful empty resort for about a week over Thanksgiving, arguing, debating, going through one plan after another. After a week, the Jekyll Island gang leaves Georgia with a plan now officially known as the Aldrich Plan. And on December 1913, President Woodrow Wilson signs the Federal Reserve Act.
Well, it's a great plan, Senator.
Okay, 1913, Woodrow Wilson, the president, then signs the Federal Reserve Act. Just as 1912, the Titanic crashes with the people that would have never voted in or allowed a Federal Reserve banking system to happen. The perfect storm, wasn't it? So, XRP. That's why I'm talking about. I purchased XLN and Flare and other true decentralized Bitcoin, crypto as well. XRP blockchain still faces centralization caveats as Ripple regulatory threats. Receives now. This was dated July 24th, but it's still very much centralized to me. Ripple Labs has scored a partial victory in its battle against the SEC regulatory cloud that hung over the project for years, because there's a lot of people still don't know what centralized means. As the video showed, centralization is in the best interest of the people that hold coins, or in the case of 1913, of the bankers. It does not have the people's interest in mind. The blockchain presents it is too centralized and my internet in technical terms. Hold on. A descendant of Bitcoin built around the concepts dates to the early 2000s. The XRP ledger, or XRPL, relies on a key trade-off, allowing a central transaction processing mechanism to be controlled by a much smaller handful of validators. This is like the central banks in 1912. A small handful of people that run the country that met together in a private meeting on the island, the Crete of Jekyll Island. The key operators that found many rival blockchains. Ripple basically said, hey, let's make Bitcoin adoptable by institutions. So they created their own version of a decentralized currency that was faster and more consistent and cheaper. This is according to the former Ripple Labs employee who asked not to be identified so he can speak more freely without upsetting colleagues. But it did come with a trade off of a greater centralization compared to Bitcoin. Benefits come in the form of security, speed, um, throughput, but the downside is that more centralized networks are more susceptible to the influence of major players, are prone to single points of failure. That's not to say that the XP or the XRPL itself or in itself is a fascinating project and has its own right. But having been an earlier mover of the blockchain industry, is now commanding a market capitalization for its native XRP of $42 billion, the fourth largest among tens of thousands of cryptos, along the way of attracting the likes of big banks such as Bank of America as partners. Doesn't it remind you of the 1910, 1913? They got the big bankers together and partnered up and formed the central banks. And this is the thing about most people are so fascinated. This is the banker's coin. In my mind, that's not a good thing if you go back in time. So something upstart competitors are now accomplishing is smart contracts like functionality on the currently on the way. The third part side chains are beginning to proliferate, and Bitcoin for bankers. So this was released in 2004. Ripple wasn't original a blockchain project. Cryptocurrencies as we know them will not even have existed for 4 more years. Ripple Pay, as it was originally called, was a peer-to-peer payment network focused on convenience and security. Now, so when it did first release in 2004, it really was peer-to-peer. It did not include bankers or the banking institution. However, in 2011, there are two things that happened in 2011. Ripple Pay was sold, or two big financial events. Ripple Pay was sold to Jeg McCaleb, Arthur Brito, and David Schwartz. They were building a new payment system inspired by Bitcoin, which had come out a few years earlier and still was it was not a household name, right? The other thing that happened in 2011, J.P. Morgan, remember that name with the Titanic, right? Hoarded over 350 million ounces of silver, and that's 38% of the world's population. So with this trio combined, they eventually merged Ripple Pay, involving bridging blockchains and traditional finance through faster transaction, cheaper fees, and lower energy costs, something that Bitcoin has not yet accomplished yet, lower energy costs. So the new company was called OpenCoin and then eventually rebranded to Ripple Labs. See, I go back and check the history of this stuff, the organization we know today. So Ripple's reputation in cryptocurrency circles was complicated from the start because when Ripple was just a pre-project in 2012, it had limited but generally good reputation for alternative currency crypto community. Now, Ripple Labs advisor works. He no longer works at the company, and so it is powered by a decentralized community of miners. And I think I heard Dr. Valentine say something like, "Proof of work doesn't work because of the mining." Well, it does work if you can reduce the mining costs. This is why I am in cryptocurrencies backed by real world commodities because like right now it's a project called DCM that I'm invested in that produces continuity cash flow and perpetuity income for life it takes natural gas and mine Bitcoin, not the energy required by China. China mines about 70% of Bitcoin, but it does not require the, like we're talking about Nikola Tesla. His fight was he wanted natural energy from the earth. And then who was the other energy person that they said they created the light bulb. So it was God's energy against BCM, and yeah, what Nikola Tesla stood for. Yeah, let me pull that up. Versus the generator or other energy. Both are very different. Nikola wanted like solar. He wanted water energy, water fire. All energy from God's resources. It says Franklin here, but I don't think it was Franklin. Let me see if y'all can help. Because J.P. Morgan and Chase funded the other man. Uh, Tesla versus J.P. Morgan, wireless energy in 1903. That's why Tesla never got off the ground, because they was like, why would we fund Nikola Tesla wireless energy project when we can make energy, make money off people paying for electrical energy, paying a light bill, in other words. And who did J.P. Morgan help? Let me see if you all know, because I'm looking at something else. If you know in the comments, let me know. But anyway, that was just on Bitcoin, that it consumes too much energy. But I am in a crypto that the Tesla way. That's why I ain't got on Tesla. So that's why I did that. But now is powered by decentralized. So unlike Bitcoin, SRP to disrupt traditional banking. That's the video I just showed you all. Ripple's focus will be on making improvements to the existing financial system. This is never really for the everyday working class people. The insiders, the validators, the powers that be. That's why these other people, they wanted freedom. They did not want central, and they did not want banks at all. In fact, I think it was Henry Ford. He said if people really knew how banks operated, it would be a bank run today. No one would have their money in the banks. Once you really know how mortgages, financing is did, see, housing and commercial properties, that's assets for the bank. And if you don't know how to pay your mortgage right, you're going to pay 3 times the amount from the original amount that you borrowed to get a house. If you don't understand compounding interest payment, right? So XRP is a quick, cheap cross-border payments, on-demand liquidity that uses as the bridge asset for banks and financial institutions to transfer between currencies. Now, over time, right, Ripple has expanded its focus to use additional use cases like central banks, digital currencies, or CBDCs. Essentially, this is digital versions of government issues money. XRP sees itself as a replacement for SWIFT, the messaging network that's stated to be too slow right now, that powers today's global financial system. But keep in mind that SWIFT is also collaborated with Chainlink, and Chainlink is the oracle, if you know anything about the matrix. And so with these central banks partnerships, then is XRP truly decentralized? And because Bitcoin is against anti-bank, anti-establishment. And also, even though I'm not selling any of my XRP, but I still question because JP Morgan is also accepting Dogecoin, Shiba Inu, um, XRP for payment. So does it like have to be XRP? Thomas Edison, that's why I was trying to get it. I just pulled it up. Thomas Edison and Nikola Tesla was at war. And they wanted to monetize. So they did not allow Nikola Tesla and to reveal or unveil to the American people that you don't have to pay a light bill. Everything in this earth realm we can use as energy, from water to sun to solar panels, everything. So with the proof of work system, anyone can compete to mine blocks and earn rewards. Now, Ethereum is moving towards proof of work. It used to be proof of stake, where anyone can stake their currency to secure the network and earn interest. This is like having a money market account or CD account in the banks, certificates of deposit. Now, but Ripple is also known as POA, proof of association. So that means a list of validators are compiled, right? And they report on the state of the blockchain. Anyone can run a validator, but only trusted validators on the UNL can directly process transaction. And it's much like the central bankers, the video that I showed you all from 1912. And so because people are not getting that education today, they don't really know the ramifications of that. Now, the XRPL ledger is more centralized because they have about 100 validators, right, on the XRP network, and it's multiple orders of magnitude that's very lower than Bitcoin. Now, Ethereum is moving more towards, is more centralized now than what it was last year, right, 2023. But Bitcoin has its own system that has its own issues with what's called concentrated power. So about 35 validators on the XRPL, right? And but yeah, is XRP truly centralized? Am I selling my XRP? No, I'm not. But that question always is in the back of my mind. Because if that's the case, if it continues to stay as centralized as it is, that continue to have these many validators, that continue to have this amount of XRP and escrow, then now my focus is to get more decentralized crypto like a Flare that's truly outside the government system. And then someone asked if could there be a buyback for XRP? I truly think that it can be. I truly believe some people say, well, if it has to be a buyback for XRP, it also has to be a buyback for XLM because they are the only two that have been adopted by IMF, International Monetary Fund, right? Okay. You know, a buyback does not always have to be bad unless the people that they're buying back the crypto from, which they have so many in escrow, they have like 1 billion of XRP. So if it will be a buyback, it'll take years for that to happen. However, this is what happened in 1933. I always love to go back to the future because history does not often repeat itself, but it often rhymes, right? Like C-19, Spanish flu led to the Great Depression, all of that, et cetera, et cetera. And so this is the executive order. It's kind of not showing it well. April 5th, 1933, all persons required to deliver I think I clicked on it. President Roosevelt Executive Order 6102 required United States citizens to deliver on or before May 1st, 1933, any gold bullion or gold certificates. This what money used to be called, gold certificates. They were certificates. That's where we get the terminology certificates of deposit today. But money, paper money, was gold certificate that you can take and retrieve for money, the real money, which was the physical gold. So at that time, gold was in exchange for about $20 an ounce, $20.67 to be exact. And once they confiscated our people gold, because if they found that you still owned them and you did not turn them to a Federal Reserve bank or branch or agency, you had $10,000 fine and or $10,000 in jail. So they made it illegal. So the order was punishable again, $10,000 fine and or up to 10 years in prison or both. An exception to the order was listed in Section 2B, gold coin and gold certificates in an amount not exceeding the $100 belong to any person, and gold coins having a recognized special value to collectors or rare or unusual coins. So if they was numismatic coins, or they was collectors, or they was rare or unusual, you can keep it. But if it had anything that said connected to the Federal Reserve, which XRP is, and bankers, you had to give it up. And then this happened in 1933, May 1st. By January, just a couple of months later, 1934, the price of gold, after they collected it and got it out of the hands of Americans, increased from $20 to $35 an ounce. So then they increased the price. Now, why did they confiscate? Why did they make it illegal for American people to own real money, also known as gold? Well, because in 1944, the United States dollar became the global reserve currency. And if you're going to be the dominating currency, you have to have the physical gold. And your possession, your country has to have the physical gold. So what did they do? They take it from American people. They took the wealth away from everyday, and I won't even say everyday working people, because I will bet that then only wealthy people had gold. Because just like now, the middle class or poor working class then probably were not great possessors of assets. They didn't have much gold. They probably could not afford it because they didn't understand how money works. They didn't understand assets. They didn't take time to get a financial IQ. So only the wealthy. But what if the wealthy would have known about this ahead of time, and they decide, okay, well, instead of hanging on to this gold that the government is going to make me turn in anyway, I'm going to take it and acquire more property or more real estate. Real estate is real assets, something of that nature. But at the same time, now the government did pay them. It was depreciating cash, but they paid them in cash. Once they confiscated the gold, they gave them cash, which is monopoly money. And so they could have took that cash then and still purchased fine arts or assets. Now, if the government buys back XRP, because it's going to be the banker's technology for cross-border payments with the IMF, how many people, and then they'll give you their central bank's digital currency, how many people would take those BDCs and get other assets with it? Not many. They're going to get Lambos and bigger houses and take vacations. Nothing wrong with those things. Luxury cars, luxury clothes, luxury watches. Be like, Deion Sanders' son. Nothing wrong with those things, but very few percentage of people, if they're holding XRP, and if it is a buyback, like it was gold, are going to take it and get other assets with it. So that's why I'm not selling in on my XRP, but I just, pose the question, is it centralized? Now, if you all are just coming in, watch this on the replay. I did talk about XLN and how the Simpsons predicted XLN made Margie rich. And today I finally figured it out. I cracked the code. It was exactly at 111. And XLN today, let me pull that up for you. If it's still showing the price it's showing 4 ones. I mean, you can get this for a couple of dollars and get thousands of it. And just because the Simpsons predictions seem to come true, I still have 3 ones, right? They come true. I won't say it's even a prediction. I say they're plan, the elite plan that happens in time. It just changed to 1212. It's up 33%. I think the last time I showed this, it was up 22%. And when it was showing all the 111s. So up 33% today. This is Lunar 1. Keep in mind that this is a lunar year. It's a lunar year for Africa. I'm looking at the all time. This is a Lunar 1 community. This is the one that is shown on the Simpsons episode that I showed earlier. So up 33% today. It does have a fluctuation to it, but I didn't care just because the Simpsons mentioned it, and it was hard to find like silver and gold and diamonds and every other rare, artwork, every other thing of value because it was hard to find. I want to be a part of it. I want to get some in my portfolio, and I figured that out, and I got some today. So I'm so glad for that. Also, this is the crypto market as of today. Green coming in. Also, I think the government shutdown will happen January, February, March. And in fact, I think a bill was passed today for like $73 billion. So, we are bankrupt getting, out of this government, out of the cash system into digital money. They're just bankrupting this out. And so, yeah, Bitcoin at 43, the true decentralized crypto, and Ethereum, which is decentralized as well. And if you all don't know the importance of decentralized versus centralized, go back. I shared a video, it's like 4 minutes long, from 1912 about when the Federal Reserve came into act. 1913, President Roosevelt. You all know I always go back. I show you Back to the Future, and I'm getting tired now because I'm rocking side by side. This was supposed to be like a 5-minute live stream, but I just felt like teaching. The other oracle besides Flare, Chainlink is now the right time to invest in Link, right? The oracle, and look at that almost, I won't say it look like a Titanic ship, but it's definitely a ship. It's definitely a ship. And Chainlink has a promising week as it's surging to double digits and up by 9%. Again, the Oracle, the Matrix, and it's connected. Let's see. Yeah, Chainlink textbook cycle so far. I definitely have some link as well. Though you can't go wrong with the Oracle. Whoa, the Phoenix. Huh. Why move to $20 is not impossible. I think Chainlink is like $14 right now. Wow, wow. Oh, I might stay on a little longer. Let me get some water. Now I got to show the 1988 economists. Now I have to show this picture. Because, Flare is connected with the Phoenix as well. Flare, I did that video yesterday. Now we got Chainlink. Let's see. A network wide accumulation from $13 to $16. Chainlink is built solid demand, selling pressure, high. I mean, just that picture. I gotta show you how to finish real quick. I mean, the 1988 economist. Um, just because of that. And Tina said, "Yep." And I have to see what's going on with my internet. You see this on the now why the 1988 economist is important because it's the Rothschilds, Rockefeller magazine, and they predicted get ready for a new world currency in 1988. Now, this being said, see the Phoenix bird, everyone connected that to XRP. I don't like that picture. Let me see, can I find it? Get another one. Okay, this is a little better. Now, a lot of people say this link around the phoenix next, and the phoenix means the phoenix is an immortal bird that burns itself but rises from its own ashes to live again, to resurrect, right? Now, a lot of people say the chain around this gold coin means blockchain. That's great. I think it's chain link though. This is Cosmos. 2018, the worst year for crypto. The worst year. We see the X. So I have XLN. 10. Number 10 means balance. It also means abundance and prosperity. But it also means the ending of a thing to re-begin a new beginning, right? And number 10, the cosmos, that's the phoenix. But if this is chain link, like I predicted around the phoenix, that picture just spoke volumes. And this is 1988, and this is the burning of physical cash. And you even see the $5 bill with the Abraham Lincoln on it. So that's why that article with showing chain link connected to that phoenix is very profound. So I'm gonna log off because I stayed on here longer than I expected. But watch my video on Flare also, and from yesterday that shows Flare connected with the phoenix as well, right? You all have a great remaining of your day. Stay warm out there. Yeah, it did look like a ship, but that phoenix bird connected to chain link is what really, let me show you all that again. It really that stood out to me more than the ship because of the 1988 economist. And so that stood out to me more than the ship as well. All right, you all. I got XLN. I'm excited. That's definitely one of my hotter coins. Um, I may go live in a couple of hours. I don't know. I have to get some rest before I do. Live streaming is can be fatigue at times, especially when I've been using my mind all day to figure out this XLM and decoding the Tampa Bay versus Detroit Lions game for Saturday. Okay, you all enjoy the rest of your evening. Yes, XLN. I think you just got in. Give me a second. I'm sure SIMPSONS predicted. And I went on a rant about XRP when I was supposed to be talking about XLN. So I'll show you that video real quick. Let me pull that up for you and everybody else that just came in.
The Simpsons prediction on XRP.
XL in stock.
I found XLN stock. How much would you like to buy?
I don't know. How's 10 pairs?
Submitting order for 1,000 shares of XLN stock. Please confirm.
Confirm?
Ignoring question mark. Buy order executed.
Oh no, Maggie, I accidentally bought excellent burger stock. But I feel awful if the stock would up. It just went up. We made money.
Now, as I say, I don't know why the caption on this video said XRP. It definitely says XLN. When I found this is a lunar year for China, and XLN was showing the 111 when I live streamed earlier, and it's Luna 1 with the X. Right, I got it today. I got it once I figured out the code and I figured out how to purchase it.
Found there. Hidden message. The Simpsons prediction on XRP.
Said nothing about XRP. Anyway, I'm logging off. XLN Army Luna 1. I'm not your financial advisor, but I got mine. And maybe you'll get some if you believe in the Simpsons prediction. Hey, you can just put a couple of dollars in there and get thousands. So, hey, it is what it is. Never invest more than what you can afford to lose anyway. You all have a great remainder of your night. Peace, Queen, out.